With the economy changing so fast these days, and not always for the best, let Hassie's Kitchen Table help you keep your food budget under control. Let us help you find the best for less with food cooking tips, shopping ideas, and inexpensive recipes. Go to www.hassieskitchentable.com and sign up for our twice monthly newsletter and receive the free report Cleaning Your Home Company Ready in 60 minutes or less as our gift to you. You will soon have all the tips, ideas, and recipes you need to feed your family well, plus having fun while doing it.
Russ's Furniture and More, North John B. Dennis Highway in Kingsport. Wall-to-wall savings waiting on you. Living room sets only $3.99. Yes, I said $3.99. We got bedroom suits, dining room suits, couches and recliners, coffee tables, kids furniture, lamps, cedar chests, and a lot more. That's Russ's Furniture and More, North John B. Dennis Highway in Kingsport.
Wrestling fans, mark your calendar, make your plans now. Thanksgiving night at the Kingsport National Guard Armory. It will be the last dance. It's not just an event. It's not just an extravaganza. It is a tradition. Southern States Wrestling, the last dance. Kingsport National Guard Armory, Thanksgiving night 2010. Make sure that you're there.
About all you wrestling fans to come out to Thanksgiving night wrestling here in Kingsport. Thank you.
Fans, welcome back to the Power Half Hour right here on the CW4. Standing here with the Queen of Kingsport, Misty James. And Misty, we're about 2 weeks away. Your return title match. That's going to be Thanksgiving night in Kingsport, Tennessee at the National Guard Armory. They're calling it the last dance. Misty, you've been training hard. We know that you've had that SSW Ladies Championship in your sight. You've been traveling all around the Southern States area and beyond. What are your thoughts about Jami McHone?
2 weeks away, girl. 2 weeks away, Jamie. You better be getting ready, because I guarantee one thing, I'm going to be ready. I have wrestled all across Southeastern. I have been to Georgia, I have been Kentucky, and I have been all the way up in Pennsylvania. Well, girl, let me tell you one thing. I have been through several women. I have wrestled several women. I have wrestled Brady White and beat her. I've wrestled Tracy Brooks and beat her. I've wrestled Violet Adams, and I beat her. And I've wrestled Jessie Bell, and I beat her. And every time I step in the ring with one of those girls, you have been on the back of my mind. Because, girl, I guarantee you one thing. You're going to come up, and you're going to show up, and you're going to be in that ring, and you're going to have a beating on your hands. Because that night, it is the last night here in the Kingsport Armory. And there's a lot of memories in this armory. And that night, I'm going to make the last memory of this Kingsport Armory. It's going to be me walking out of that ring with that belt around my waist. Now, Thanksgiving night is the last dance. Thanksgiving night is the last dance right here in the Kingsport Armory. Jamie, girl, you better be getting ready. You better prepare yourself, because I got myself prepared, and I'm ready for you.
Fans, it's the last dance. The Queen, Misty James, against Jami McHone. Well, all right, wrestling fans, the opening contest here is going to feature the SSW Heavyweight Champion, Frank the Tank Parker, and
and the nearly departed Caleb Salmon. Yeah.
Well, as you can hear, we have been joined by big business. James McHone says, hey, I've got belts everywhere. And as he mentioned, yes, Frank Parker is in the ring against a really young athlete, and that's
a really small athlete, a really doomed, oh my gracious, a really doomed athlete. Do you really call that an athlete?
Well, this is Caleb Salmon. This is his second contest that he's ever had, and I don't know that he was ready for this.
Looks like what happened when the Ramsey boys didn't pay the Girl Scouts for their cookies. That's what this looks like.
Wow, how about that, fans? But listen, Frank the Tank Parker, he's got the SSW Heavyweight Championship, and he's got a tight grip on it, but James, you've got a lot of people lining up for it, and that includes the powerhouse Ray Idle.
Well, they can line up, but Ray Idle will get no defense. It's just like Misty James gets no defense. It's just like Iron Cross and Bulldog Mac. We fight against top competitors. Look at this guy. This guy's a primely built athlete. We fight against. Look at this. Frank Berger just caught him. Take him out, Frankie!
Well, I don't know that Caleb Salmon, I just really don't think he was ready for this, his second match in his professional wrestling career. I see the belts. You've got the belts laying out here on our broadcast desk. Joe, I don't know what we ever did to deserve this in our lifetime. Do you?
Really not that deserving, but I want to see Frank Parker wrestle, and I want to tell the people of the Mountain Empire how great the big business army is, how great and dominant and destructive and dominant Frank Parker is, how the Iron Cross and Bulldog Mac are worthless. They have no shot at the tag team titles. They tried to injure John Noble. They've not done it. They've tried to injure him, but they've not done it. Iron Cross is a heathen. He's not worth these children's admiration. He's a heathen. He's a con man. He's a crook. He's not going to get any title shots. Misty James is just a blowhard. She just likes to run her mouth, try to put me down, and it does her no good. She won't get no defenses.
You know, Michael Sutherland, the one good thing I can say about James McHone and his Army is the fact that Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant is talking about coming out of retirement in order to put McHone and his Army and Frank the Tank Parker in place. And if that's the case, that is huge news throughout the entire wrestling world. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, handsome Jimmy Valiant, coming out of retirement. So at least, McHone, you've done at least one thing good. We get to see Valiant wrestle again.
What did Jimmy Valiant ever do to you? Because you're trying to get him killed.
I'm not trying to get him killed.
If you get him in the ring with me, you'll get him hurt badly. I'm telling you.
I would put my money on Valiant over you any day of the week.
Remember, you are stepping in this hole for Jimmy. If Jimmy Valiant steps in this hole, he won't be able to dig out of it. Now look at this. Like this kid. This kid is never going to dig out of this. He may be. You better call this guy's next to kin is what I'm telling you to do right now. Because Frank Parker is going to show you Mr. Destruction right here.
Frank Parker certainly has been dominant in this match. Big scoop slam, put him right in the center of that canvas. Now, you're the only one clapping, drives that knee right down. You know, you mentioned about Jimmy Valiant being in trouble. Let's go find Paul Jones and ask Paul Jones about Jimmy Valiant.
Hey, Paul Jones is my childhood hero. Don't you mess with Paul Jones. Jimmy Valiant did enough to ruin my hero's life. Look at that! Frank Parker's got him!
Frank Parker could very well put Caleb Salmon away here with this. He's got him covered, and there's two, and there's three.
That's my champion.
He's still the SSW champion.
My God,
Michael.
hit me with the belts on the way out. A very impressive victory here by the SSW heavyweight champion, Frank the Tank Parker.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Joe Wheeler here in the dressing room with James McHone, Big Business, and, of course, the SSW heavyweight champion, Frank the Tank Parker. Everything's pointing towards Thanksgiving. Are you ready for some turkey, McHone?
Oh, I'm ready for Thanksgiving. Frank Parker, the heavyweight champion, is ready for Thanksgiving. The Big Business Army's got everything together for Thanksgiving, Joe Wheeler. The last dance, everything's ready for the Big Business Army.
Well, one thing I'd like to find out a little more about is this hitman that I've heard you talking about. Who's this hitman that's coming in?
You and Sutherland and these fans have been nipping and emailing at my heels for weeks. You want to know who the hitman is?
Yeah,
you
I want
know?
to.
Everybody in Southern States want to know. You watch this. This is who the hitman is.
Led to the ring this evening by the lovely star. This is Big Dan Costa.
You wanted to know, didn't you? You want to know who the hitman was. When I get a hitman, I get the biggest, baddest hitman alive. Ray Idol, there is no way you're going to beat this man. He's as big as you, he's as bad as you, and he's a lot meaner than you. And he's a lot smarter than you. And he's got big business with him. Dan Costa cannot be stopped. He cannot be defeated. Ray Idol, you are done. Thanksgiving night. And Dan Costa not only has me, not only has the largest arms in the world, he's got this young lady by his side, the biggest motivational factor in Southern States wrestling. Take a look. Thanksgiving night, Misty James will not be women's champion. Misty James will be defeated by my sister once again, Jami McHone. And this young lady, the lovely one and only Star, will be crowned the most beautiful woman in Kingsport, Tennessee. The most beautiful woman in wrestling. And she'll be the queen of Kingsport after the last dance. And Frank Parker, the Southern States champion. Frank, been a long time coming. Thanksgiving night, the last dance. Bo James, TV champion. Bo James, the guy I know, Frank. I know you better than anybody. You hate with a passion right down that heart. That dark, cold heart of yours that I love. You want to take out Bo James. Thanksgiving night, Frank Parker, the heavyweight champion. Bo James, the war is over. The Big Business Army and the Bo James family, it's done. Thanksgiving night, Frank Parker and Bo James been going at it for years. It ends. The armory ends, it all ends. All ends for you, Bo James. Frank Parker will stay the champion, will take the TV title, and I will be rid of you once and for all.
Southern States Wrestling presents the 19th Annual Thanksgiving Extravaganza. Thanksgiving night, 8 p.m. Kingsport, Tennessee, National Guard Armory, 4401 West Stone Drive. It's the last ever event at the Kingsport National Guard Armory. In the main event, Southern States Heavyweight Champion Frank the Tank Parker with James McHone battles Southern States Television Champion, the King of Kingsport, Handsome Bo James. In a match she's dedicating in the memory of her father, the Queen of Kingsport, Misty James, will battle Jami McHone for the Southern States Ladies Championship. The Iron Cross will put it all on the line as he teams with his young partner Bulldog Mac versus Southern States Wrestling Tag Team Champions Earl Fields and John Noble. If Cross and Mac lose, then the Iron Cross will unmask in the middle of the ring and walk away from wrestling forever. The Powerhouse of Bristol, the popular Ray Idol, will take on James McHone's newest member of the Big Business Armory, Big Dan Costa with Star. In the annual Tar and Feather Turkey Rumble, Bobo Brown from Detroit, Michigan takes on the pride of Goat Farm, West Virginia, and Mountain Goat Jack. Rookie sensation Caleb Salmon battles longtime veteran and former Southern States Heavyweight Champion Sensational Steve Flynn. Big Stone Gap, Virginia's #1 son, Mike Cooper battles the Mass Destroyer. Southern States Wrestling, Thanksgiving night. Kingsport National Guard Armory as we say goodbye to the Armory. Doors open 7 p.m. Tickets on sale at 6:30. Front row seats only $10. Adults $8. Kids 10 and under only $5. This is the last event at the Kingsport National Guard Armory, the last dance. Don't you dare miss this event. Be there.
Fans, what a great show we've had right here on the CW4 with the Power Half Hour. Michael Sutherland, Joe Wheeler. Joe, we've seen a lot of great matches, and they are all leading to Thanksgiving night at the National Guard Armory, the last dance.
I tell you what, Michael, tag team titles, heavyweight championship, ladies championship, it's all on the line. It's all about Thanksgiving night, the last dance at the Kingsport Armory. Fans, you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be huge, Michael.
That's exactly right, fans. For Joe Wheeler, Michael Sutherland, tune in next week right here on the CW4 for the Power Half Hour.